It's a living. Come on, everybody, let's get to work.
And now, two-time Gemini Award winner, the hardest working man in the TV business today, Peter Jordan.
It's a living.
From the Canadian Broadcasting Centre, here is Peter
Jordan. Good evening. Today's top story, all the jobs that bring the National to you. It's a Living goes behind the scenes, behind the camera, behind, well, like this desk, to bring you this late breaking story. In fact, we're kind of behind right now. Details at 10.
Television News. Russia and communism form the top stories of the news today.
Canadians have been counting on the National to bring them the news for 50 years. As the CBC's flagship show, the National has a history of being on the spot when news happens and bringing it into our living rooms.
Sizable town on the road to Saigon.
Times change, but the race against the clock is still the same. The National's producers, reporters, editors, directors, and camera people work to a deadline, preparing the newscast that Peter Mansbridge will present that evening.
So I saw you were in here, eh? Sitting in my seat. You know, it looked pretty good. But you've got too much hair.
In Toronto, the National's workday begins at 7:30 a.m. Foreign bureaus report by phone, then the lines are humming with a series of conference calls, leading to the noon story meeting.
And one of our big stories today is George W. Bush going to the United Nations and making his case on Iraq.
Here, the all-important first decision of the day is made. Which stories the Nationals team will follow for tonight's broadcast.
Once we make those decisions early in the morning of what's available for us, and that can change through the day as events happen, we send our journalists out here in the main Toronto newsroom for stories in this province, but that's happening in each of our newsrooms right across the country and our bureaus around the world. In fact, we'll send you out on one today so you get an understanding of that process.
Oh, that'd be cool. I've been assigned to shoot with veteran camera person Richard Dawson.
Okay, the story we're doing today, we've found out that there's an immigration deal that the U.S.
We get our assignment from senior bureau producer Joanne McPherson.
Some good street shots, multicultural makeup of Toronto.
How long do we get to do something like this?
Well, I guess we got to be back probably in about 3 minutes.
I want it back now. No, I mean, you have deadlines, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, so you have an hour.
The pressure is on. Just 60 minutes to not only shoot the story, but, well, learn how.
I'm entrusting this camera to you.
I'm surprised how heavy it is.
They weigh about 28 pounds, and they feel like about 2,800 at the end of the day.
I guess so. $60,000 camera, and the viewfinder's in black and white.
Give us a color viewfinder. Come on, they make great cameras, but why? Black and white? You think we're in the 1950s or something, you know?
Really.
Okay, ready for action. We're gonna get some interesting faces, a lot of close-ups. Zoom in, focus, and pull back. Come on, get these people over here. Would you come on? Would you keep up? I'm not sure you're gonna be able to do this job.
Sure.
You're so slow. You gotta be able to get it while it's happening, you know? That's part of the discipline. Which way are we gonna go? All right, I think we gotta get going, eh?
Yeah, really? Is it time? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's head back to the station. I know you can do it all day, sure. As long as your shoulder holds up.
Sore. Oh, hi, Raj. Sorry I'm a little late. Here's the tape. Reporter Raj Alawalia has been anxiously waiting for my pictures to finish his immigration story.
Do we get lots of people?
That's lots of street. Street can't help you,
Street doesn't help. Okay. See, they're white. This is not good. We're doing a story about immigration.
Oh, there's a big group shot. Would that help you? Yeah,
Let's
coming
see.
up.
What do we got? Yeah, but you see, just go by too fast. Can't really use that. It just sips through.
Well, have we got time? Can I go get you a few more? Or?
I got to write a story, too, in the meantime, so.
Well, make it up. That's what we do in Italy.
Can't get away with that at the National, though. This is good. This is in focus.
With my shooting technique a little more, focused, I tried again. Meanwhile, Raj's story is checked by a producer for clarity and accuracy. Then it's off to the edit suite with my wonderful new pictures.
I don't know what kind of shot he's going for here.
It's editor Peter Slongo's job to choose the pictures that best tell the story and assemble them into an item.
I don't know what his focus is. I don't know what he's trying to shoot.
Oh, they must have given me a faulty camera.
Well, I'll put it this way to you. You can't become a national shooter right away.
Is it guaranteed that any story that I would do would end up
No.
in the front? Oh.
No, not necessarily.
There's always a bad...
But it's also not for you or for any of the journalists. I mean, that's the idea. You go out on the story to try and prove, A, that there is a story there, and then you got to come back and you sell it.
Most of the ration you're talking about will end up in Paul's stories.
With only 4 hours to go, executive producer Cynthia Kinch and the Nationals producers make the final lineup decisions. Which item leads, which stories make the show, and which items are dropped. It's my last chance to pitch our story. I think they're really quite compelling pictures of, people on the street, and a lot of street, too, because I forgot to shut the camera off when I was walking. But I think it's the sort of thing that's, personally, if I were a lineup...
Sounds like it's well grounded.
So just for your consideration.
No, we'll take a look at it. I mean, from Mark's lineup, we're somewhat heavy already. So we would have to bump something else out, like Bush at the UN, or there's a lot of stories here that have to run tonight. Sure. So why don't you leave it with us, and we'll
okay, sure.
make an editorial judgment.
I really appreciate your time, and thank you very much. It was nice to meet you all. Cut the Bush stuff. Everybody's tired of the Bush stuff. There's an increasing sense of urgency as the crew prepares to get the show on the air. As time is running out, I get a floor directing lesson from Paul Mount Stephen. He passes instructions from the control room to Peter Mansbridge, signaling which of the 4 cameras to talk to, when to stop, start, speed up, or slow down.
Television programs are subject to an absolute length. Segments are timed because of commercials,
right.
And we have to sort of hit those times. So if you give him his counts,
yes,
he'll stop talking right at the right time.
Wow, he's that good.
He's that good. We'll go through a little drill here. Okay, we got to hit this next one. 1 minute. He's only got 1 minute left with this guy. Give him a 30, Peter. There's your cross. There's your cross. Okay, count him down. 10 seconds. He's got to get out of this on time. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, he's got to wrap, Peter. Wrap him up. Get him out of there.
With just minutes to go, you can feel the electricity in the air, even amongst these seasoned professionals. Do you ever think, there's millions of people watching me who...
What? They never told me that. No, listen,
But you are, in a way, the spokesperson for what's happening in Canada.
Well, that's true, and that's the responsibility.
5 by 5, 1.
3.
You know that people turn to the National to find out what's happened that day and find out in a fair way that's put in context, that's accurate and balanced. And, that's what we try to do every day, and that's why they depend on us.
From the Canadian Broadcasting Centre, here is Peter Mansbridge.
Good evening. Topping the news tonight. The President of the United States is once again asking the world to stand with him. Roll 5-3.
There's a certain amount of pride that I take in my job, and it's a joy to be working with some of the best people in the industry.
You always have a challenge every day, and you can go fast, and it gets the adrenaline flowing. That's what I like about it.
We're heavy. We're going to have to drop something.
Oh, you're dropping the Jordan piece like okay, fine.
It's a great, sort of team atmosphere. If you've ever played team sports, there's a whole bunch of people that sort of rely on one another.
George Bush mounted...
I still get excited every morning coming into work. Journalism's a great job. You're dealing with different things every day. And it's never boring. It never is boring. I'm Peter Mansbridge. Thanks for watching.
Coming up, we go to work at West Edmonton Mall, where we shop till we drop.
Work, it's a living.